Hello everyone, you're tuned in to the Anything Bucket on WRPBI TV. Tonight in our studio we have someone that's going to help us with the home health care needed for our loved ones, our friends, and our colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from A+ Home Health Care, Tracy and Nemerofsky. Tracy, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I want to tell a funny story how I came to have Tracy here in the studio. You know, it's always great when you have your father in your corner. My dad is 79 years old. He hangs out at Dunkin' Donuts a lot. And eventually he may need your services. So I'm glad we connected. And he always talks about my TV show. So he met one of your colleagues and we talked to your colleague. And after a few emails back and forth, we have you here in the studio. And I'm very glad that you took time out of your schedule to make time for us. But the reason I tell you that story is it comes to reaching out, and you never know who's in your corner. So make sure you get some people in your corner, and that's what Tracy's here to be. She's here to be in your corner when it comes to home health care. And Tracy, I know there's a lot that goes on with home health care, and we're going to get to that in a minute, but if you could tell everybody just a little bit about who you are, what you did, and how you got started.
Well, I've had a lot of different lives and paths. I'm a state attorney. I was an assistant state attorney in Florida for the 19th Judicial Circuit. I am a licensed Florida bar member at this point. And I did criminal work. I was a prosecutor, and I decided I was going to stay home and be a mom. And then after a little while I said, I don't know if this is really for me. And I really saw a need in the community for people who needed help. I did a lot of prosecutions for exploitation of the elderly, and I saw how vulnerable our seniors in our community are. So we did a little research, and I decided, hey, let's look at home health. What is home health? And that was 12 years ago when we started, and I have grown. We now do services from Broward County up to Sebastian, and there's two different kinds of home care. We actually do custodial services, which a lot of people understand is when they see a caregiver or somebody with somebody at lunch or dinner or driving them around to the doctor's office, and those are custodial services. And then there's another type of home care called Medicare certified home care, which is actually just intermittent care. It's our mission is to empower people to live independently at home. And we do that with nurses and therapists and social workers and home health aides. And that is a short period of time normally. And Medicare pays for those services. And the purpose is to get you out of the house, to stay in the community and in your environment, and really help you strive to live the most full and healthful and empowering life you can.
And enjoy that quality of life, because I know a lot of times people, as they get older, they have certain ailments. As I mentioned, my father and I share the fact that we both have high blood pressure. We're not sharing meds yet, so it's a good thing. But I'm making sure he takes his, and I've gotten him out to go to he lives in Sunrise, so we've got him into the Sunrise Civic Center there for the different dance classes and the different activities, and he lives in Sunrise Lakes Phase 3, so we've got him going out, so his quality of life, and he still drives. So our biggest joke is male, single, 79 years old, drives at night.
I have a 94-year-old grandmother that still drives at night. I don't know if that's the smartest thing, but she's in Pennsylvania.
And talking about that, I know recently, and this is where home health care is very important, the owner of our station here, Wayne Filowitz, tells the story about having to take the keys away from his mother and having somebody to come in and drive a couple of days a week. So it is very important to have somebody like you in the corner of someone that has an elder parent or a friend that might need some help. One of the things that I think of a lot of times is here in South Florida, we have a lot of families where the sons, daughters, the niece or nephew or the cousin or the person that is entrusted to help their mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, maybe out of state. Do you have any programs that you offer to help them facilitate the doctors' programs and the type of care that they're getting?
Well, there's a lot of different things. We really focus on the home care and the hands-on services. And what you talk about is so common, and I call it the sandwich generation, when the niece, the nephew, the daughter is now taxed with taking care of their parent, as well as maybe younger kids and their husband and their house and their job, and it's really hard. What we like to do is recommend families to look for case managers, and we don't do that ourselves, but there is a lot of case managers and people out there that'll help coordinate all the services that someone may need. What we do under our custodial care, because what's important is you don't want, as a daughter, I think one of the biggest things we find out or we see is the family that is now all of a sudden responsible for your dad. All of a sudden, it's not like, yay, I get to see dad, and we're going to go out and, have coffee and or something like that. It's like, oh no, I have to go to dad again, and I'm going to have to, get him ready to go to the doctor and do this. And you kind of lose that fun time with dad. And then you feel responsible. He raised you, he's provided for you, and you owe him that. What we try to do is, at least with private duty, is we're going to be that person that does the dirty work. We're going to have that caregiver that is just seamless in the home, that helps dad get ready and gets him ready so you can come home and say, hey, let's go to lunch. And so you can really enjoy that time, and dad doesn't feel like the burden on you. There's so many families and people that we see that says, don't tell my son or my daughter, that I haven't done the dishes in 3 weeks, or I haven't eaten because I can't get out, because they don't want to burden. Families don't want to burden each other because they really feel that way. And a combination of doing maybe skilled services through Medicare, in which we help enable those seniors to live independently with therapy, with nurses, and to set up things so they can be living healthy alone. With sometimes the extra custodial services on you, really helps do the whole package for the family. And if we can, things happen. You have a heart attack, you have issues, you break a hip. All of a sudden, I can't play golf every day. And every Tuesday, I have my golf game. What am I supposed to do? So there's a depression and things that come in with it, but that doesn't mean that your life is over. There's so much to do, especially in South Florida. They have Sunrise Lakes 3, Phase 3 and 4. I've been there, and they have unbelievable programs. And there's day programs and things like that people can maintain their independence. And that's really what I think most seniors, not only here but everywhere, want to do. And we would just want to do it safely for them.
And it's so true, keeping them safe, removing the burden so that there's that joyful and seeing the parent in a positive light. And being grateful for that time made possible because of someone like yourself at A+ Home Healthcare. If somebody wanted to utilize your services or find out more about A+ Home Healthcare, how could they do that?
It's very easy. They can call our toll-free number, which I'm going to sneak on here. It's 1-866-455-PLUS. And they can also call any of the local numbers, 561-586-3400. And it's answered by a live person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We actually have a nurse that's also on staff and on service all the time. Some of the things we do a little bit different is because of my background, we do a lot of background checks. The state has certain standards that I think everyone complies with, but at A+, we go a little above and beyond. The service we use of prime screening actually goes into every local jurisdiction to find out if there's ever been a complaint.
Excellent.
So
and I know you go over and above with that to make sure that everybody's safe. We'll be back with a few more guests here on the Anything Bucket. We want to thank Tracy and Nemerofsky from A+ Home Healthcare for helping you to feel safe and to have your loved ones and friends taken care of.